this mindfulness practice is all about deepening our experience. So becoming more aware of our tactile sensations, of all of the things that are going on in our regular senses, also being aware of our emotions and our thought patterns and just the whole richness of the human experience. And we start that by having concentrated practice times, and then we'll move into integrating that in our regular life and making it something that just becomes natural and just part of something that we do, as if we're feeling strong in the gym when we're doing squats, and that improves our leg strength for walking and everything else. It's the same with mindfulness. So if we build the ability of awareness and presence in the seated position or in our practice periods, then that goes out into our daily life and becomes something that we can just use without effort. So what we're going to start with is a quick check-in to see how we're feeling and really deepen our awareness of how it feels to be here right now, watching this video, connecting with our perception of what's happened through the morning, how things have been for us leading up to now, and just getting a feel for what's happening in the body in this moment right now. So close your eyes down. Take a few deep breaths. And just bring your awareness to anything that you've brought with you into the room today. Give that space to be felt and move. Breathing deep, relaxed. Notice how it feels to be sitting in this seat right now. How it feels to be doing a mindfulness session over the internet. Notice if there's anything that's arriving in your body regarding that. Were you rushed into the session? Was our issues with technology causing reactions in the body? Were you grateful coming into a session where you can just connect with yourself? Breathing long and deep and just being aware of the subtleties of this day. How it feels to be you in this body right now. You don't need to hold on to any particular sensation. Just allow your gaze of awareness to pass and just move to wherever it needs to go, wherever's standing out to you in the moment. staying open to anything new that pops up in your body. Anything else that makes up the experience of now, this moment in your body. Notice if there's any areas of tension or discomfort in the body. Does your posture want to be adjusted? Is your body asking for anything in particular? And just adjust as you feel the need. Stretch if your body's asking for it. Move your fingers and toes. And just allow yourself to adjust in any way that your body needs it. You can slowly open your eyes. Okay, now we're going to go around and go through the process of sharing what we're feeling. And if you're doing this at home, just pause the video when you're ready to share and just either journal what you're feeling, or you can just say it out loud, either to someone in the room or if no one's in the room, just so you can hear your feelings out loud and experience them in a different way. So this morning I've felt a little bit rushed and excited. I've got a big day, and I'm meeting up with a great friend later, and I've got a buzz of excitement, especially doing this as well, sharing the first Google Hangout of Monday Mindfulness. So and that felt like it transitioned through last night, which was an amazing poetry jam at a friend's place, and it feels like it's just a lot on, and it felt really, really busy, and I felt like I bounced out of last night into today. And so I feel really excited and my body feels active, but at the same time there's like a bit of a heaviness in my forehead, almost like a head cold sinusy thing, but it doesn't quite feel like that. It may be some residue from a salt bath that I had, or a salt room session that I had last week. And I just feel that and an urge to be gentle on myself at the same time as being excited and bouncing, just feeling that urge to be gentle. And as I was sitting, I noticed that I was slouching forward a little bit, and my back didn't like that. It felt like there was tension building up and heat building up in my back. So that's something that I felt like I needed to adjust my posture for, and then that was a big part of my stretching afterwards. So my body is speaking to me a lot, and it's also exciting to share on a Google Hangout for the first time. So I've got kind of bubbles coming up from the inside of my knees up and just up through my heart, and it feels really, really good. And it was a bit challenging just going forward with it, with having the technology breakdown this morning, and I tried a couple of things, and I feel like there's ways to get that better organized in the future, but I just feel comfortable in rolling with it for now, and I'm really honored to be able to share in any way I can. So I'd love to be able to hear Peter's check-in on how he's going, but I obviously can't do that because of the technology. So I'm gonna just pause for a minute or so and just let him have his process there. So I'll just sit, do my own thing. So we're gonna start with the breath as an anchor, and then see where that takes us as far as going into clarity and awareness of other senses. So just close your eyes down. Take some time to honor your body, get your posture straight so it feels comfortable, so it feels sustainable. And we're going to bring our attention to the breath. Long, deep breaths through the nose if you can. We'll be keeping the breath long and deep through this whole exercise. And relax the rest of the body. We don't need the rest of the body to hold any tension through this. The only part that's working is the breath. And become aware of the very tip of the nose as you breathe. Feeling the air pass the tip of the nose as you breathe in, and then push through the nostrils out the tip of the nose as you breathe out. Stay with the tip of the nose. However this unfolds for you is perfect. You can't get it right or wrong. If you get distracted, just come back to the tip of the nose on the next breath. Stay with the tip of the nose. And now we're going to open up our awareness to be aware of the tip of the nose and the edges of the breath. So be aware of the peak of the inhale and the transition between the inhale and the exhale. So the top and the bottom of each breath, be very aware of that transitional period. And let the rest of the breath do itself. See if you can keep the edges of the breath rounded so there's no stop between the inhale and the exhale. Just allowing that breath to slowly inhale and then gradually transition to an exhale without a gap. And then let the main part of the breath do itself, and then get that next transition smooth. Stay with the edges of the breath. Just doing your best to keep the edges of the breath as round as possible. Stay with the edges of the breath. And let the rest of the breath do itself. And now totally relax all parts of the breath. Allow it to be natural and uncontrolled. Just observe. Notice the qualities of the breath as you observe. Notice the rest of your body, the rest of your senses. Just observing. Gently opening to observing awareness. Without the need to change or control anything. Just witnessing. Stay with that 0 point. Coming back to your body, taking 3 really deep breaths. Just in your own time, opening up your eyes. Adjusting in any way that your body needs it. And I'd love to hear how that experience was for you and what dynamics unfolded in your body. For me, it was a very much a fine presence, and like I felt like a sportsman doing sport and being in the zone, like them 2 pockets of the peak of the breath and the bottom of the breath were like being a tradesman, like being very, very studious about making sure that that arc of the breath was just really fine and really precise. And that just got me into a very deep state of presence, and then it allowed me to fan my awareness out and feel this system of life functioning in the body, and just all of the subtle details of flux and movement. It was, really beautiful to feel. And if you are watching this on YouTube, just pause to journal, go through what you're feeling. Take the time to really verbalize and explore what your experience was, or not. Sometimes intellectualizing it can actually distract us from the actual experience. Often when I'm doing a video meditation, I'll just turn it off and sit for an extra 15 minutes or however long I feel, just so that I can just stay in that 0 point. Once I'm there, there's nowhere else to go. So we're just going to do a bit of a explorational meditation next. So we're just going to close our eyes down again. Take a few deep breaths. Again, adjust the body if it's needed. And keep that breath a little bit deeper than what you usually would. Maybe 20% deeper. And just totally relaxing on the exhale. And just keep that breath going in your own time. And I just want to get you to bring your awareness to any interactions that you've had recently that stand out in your experience. And notice how your body reacts to remembering these interactions. Notice where in your body emotions come up. And notice their qualities. Notice if they feel like they're vibrant and bubbling or thick and stagnant. Notice if they feel like they're contracting or blossoming. Notice if they feel warm or cold. Notice what you're bringing to these interactions. Is there an urge or a repulsion there? Is there an outcome you want? And what reactions is that causing in the body? Is there something you want to share and celebrate as part of that interaction? Just be aware of all of the subtleties that come with it. Stay with it for a few seconds longer. Just the experience in the body, the full richness of what you feel. Notice if the emotions feel like they have a beginning and an end, some sort of closure. Or a seed which they sprout from. Just opening to the experience and allowing yourself to feel the very tip and the very tail of the whole interaction. All of the emotion that you feel in the body. Just making space for it to be heard. Staying with it. Opening your heart, your stomach, your hips, opening the whole body to the experience. And with this awareness of the whole scenario, is there a natural, loving way forward that's unfolding for you? What does the next step feel like? Leading with your first step and an open heart, what is the next step resonating with? How does that feel? Is there a need for a next step? Is that something that can be celebrated? Or embraced in the moment, just like this one? Just allowing that next step to be openly, honestly explored, the same as we explored the initial interaction. Giving that space to be what it is. And just taking a moment to genuinely, with an open heart, thank your body for allowing you to have this experience, for being so open, so honest. Just feeling those thank yous roll out to anyone or anything that you feel resonating with a thank you. Anywhere that you feel like directing a thank you. And just slowly start to move the body again. Adjust, stretch, anything that you feel. Thank you, body. In your own time, opening up your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today in this journey. Do your best to keep that level of awareness and just staying in the present moment as you go out through the day. See how long you can hold that sensitivity that we've built up through this session. And I encourage you to integrate these practices with your daily life. So if you're sitting down or in a certain posture, if your body's speaking to you and saying, adjust, I need to, I need to stretch or something like that, just listen to it in the moment and start to be more engaging and interactive with the body. Also with the breath, you don't have to do that particular breath exercise, but as you're walking in that, you can do breath practices and just use that as an anchor to help you be present. But really, when I'm walking outside, I'm so in awe of the flowers and the birds and all of the beauty that's around me. I can easily be distracted from the breath. And with the emotional work that we did, just be aware when you're in interactions what's happening, and can you honestly communicate what you're experiencing in your body as the interaction's unfolding. And also being aware of, okay, do I have motivations here? What am I bringing in? Have I had a cranky morning, and am I bringing that into the rest of the day? Or have I, have I been on cloud nine and I'm not able to adapt so quickly in compassion for something that someone's going through? So yeah, just being aware and adjusting in general, whether that's emotional awareness, whether it's physical awareness of the body, or our breath work, or walking out in the environment. So please leave feedback if you've had any feedback or you have any suggestions about this mindfulness class. And it's been really great to be able to share it, and yeah, really a pleasure to join with you today and share mindfulness. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again next Monday for mindfulness. Aho.